There's news, there's sense, and there's nuisance. This show is all about that last bit. Manisha is down with the flu and sounds a bit like this. So please suffer me for one more week, doing what we do best, taking a look at what TV news journalists are up to, and owners too. But we'll come back to the gold standard a little later. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you to please like this video and share it on as many groups and platforms as you can, because that's how this algorithm works, and that's how more and more people will get to know about News Laundry. The big news of this week is Waris Punjab de chief Amritpal Singh being on the run. The Punjab police and the National Investigative Agency are looking for him. More than 150 of his alleged supporters have been arrested, and the Punjab High Court has pulled up the Punjab state government. How can an 80,000 strong police force not be able to catch one guy? अरे पंजाब पुलिस की गल रिपब्लिक भारत नहीं देखा?
अमृतपाल आखिर कहां जाएगा वो लोकेशन मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूं.
अच्छा, सईद शर्लॉक बताओ जरा.
जालंधर का नक्शा आपके सामने आ गया. शाकोट बता रहे अमृतपाल के वकील की शाकोट में उसे पकड़ा गया. अगर शाकोट में नहीं पकड़ा गया तो वो मेहतपुर भाग सकता है और नजदीक है. उसके आगे है सुल्तानपुर लोधी, फतेहगढ़, पंजतूर या फिर धर्मकोट. ये वो जगह है यहां अमृतपाल छिप सकता है.
अच्छा, अमृतपाल जालंधर में छिप सकता है? यार छुप तो वो कहीं भी सकता है. ये क्या बात हुई? पंजाब पुलिस ने तो सोचा ही नहीं होगा कि अमृतपाल जालंधर में छिप सकता है. एनीथिंग एल्स सईद शर्लॉक? और
ये आप देख रहे हैं उसका गांव है जल्लू खेड़ा, अमृतसर में.
अपने गांव में भी छिप सकता है? यार जान लोगे क्या पंजाब पुलिस की अपनी इंटेलिजेंस इनपुट से?
तो अमृतपाल जल्लू खेड़ा अपने गांव तो नहीं जाएगा इन परिस्थितियों में.
थैंक गॉड सईद शर्लॉक डिडंट गो देयर.
लेकिन अमृतपाल फिर कहां जाएगा?
अमृतपाल कहां जाएगा? अरे यही तो जानना है यार. दैट्स व्हाई वी ट्यून्ड इनटू योर आर भारत. टेल अस. नो,
अमृतपाल आखिर जल्लू खेड़ा, अमृतसर के जल्लू खेड़ा नहीं जाएगा. लेकिन अमृतपाल की जो तस्वीरें कुछ सामने आई वो मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूं.
अमृतसर के जल्लू खेड़ा नहीं जाएगा, लेकिन अमृतपाल की जो तस्वीरें कुछ सामने आई वो मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूं.
हैं? अमृतपाल अपने गांव नहीं जाएगा? चल लेट्स मूव ऑन टू पिक्चर्स. फ्रॉम मैं बताऊंगा तुम्हें अमृतपाल की लोकेशन टू मैं बताऊंगा अमृतपाल कहां का नहीं जाएगा. इतने मैप्स, इतना ड्रामा फॉर दिस. बट इन ऑल सीरियसनेस, Punjab police and NIA catch this guy once and for all. We want an end to this separatist narrative, this Khalistani nonsense, and most important, we want an end to Republic Bharat's awful graphics on this news story. मतलब हो क्या रहा है इस चैनल पे? There's Amritpal behind bars, Amritpal on a jeep, Amritpal looking like an LIC agent. शादी भी हो रही है अमृतपाल की. NIA stuck in another revolving door. Random vehicles moving across the screen. Random suicide bombers blowing themselves up on the screen. अरे ये एंकर के पाँव कहाँ गए? रिपब्लिक भारत जल्दी जल्दी में एंकर के पाँव ही उड़ा दिए यार. आर भारत, इस सस्ते ग्राफिक्स से अच्छा तुम्हारे बॉस की सस्ती नौटंकी है यार. माहौल तो सजता है.
कहाँ है?
Speaking of सजा हुआ माहौल and the state of journalism in India today. India Today got the daddy of the mother of democracy on its platform, only to not be able to question him at all on what's been happening. Welcome to India Today Conclave, the signature event which aims at charting a bold new future through free and honest exchange of ideas among the finest global minds. The operative word here is global minds. It's a free and honest exchange among global minds. देसी माइंड्स के लिए बस जी हुजूरी एंड शुद्ध गाय का दूध का बना सफेद मक्खन.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the man who's driving the India moment, creating new India, scripting it literally. Do raise a warm applause.
विश्व भारत की तरफ गर्व से देख रहा है.
Prime Minister, our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, driving the India moment, our political rock star Narendra Modi.
And now when you have a rock star in the house, groupies can't be very far behind. अरे बस करो यार. Let the boss show you how it's done. Keep it subtle, even as you show how it's possible to exist without a spine.
Somebody who works for him told me that while his team is still collecting the dots, the Prime Minister has already connected the dots. And they only figure it out much later when the whole picture emerges.
While his team is connecting the dots, PM has already connected the dots. And they only figure it out much later. ये क्या बात हुई यार? Is everyone around the PM so slow? Are you sure somebody who works for him told you that they are so slow? Sounds like it came from somebody who works for you.
He spent at least one night or more in every district of India, however remote they would have been. This is what you would call ज़मीन से जुड़ा हुआ आदमी.
Spent at least one night or more in every district of India. ज़मीन से जुड़ा हुआ आदमी. PM is indeed ज़मीन से जुड़ा हुआ. But this bit of trivia again makes you sound like a person on your channel who's totally journalism से जुदा हुआ. Watching too much of your own channel AP, or as they say in newsroom talk, getting high on your own supply. PM spent one night or more in the over 760 districts of India, however remote. You know that for sure. Because what you said ahead makes you and your network sound pretty clueless about the happenings in Delhi while the PM is in power. Forget his previous life.
मीडिया आपके सरकार से बड़ी परेशान है. हाँ, आपकी सरकार से कोई जानकारी लीक नहीं होती जैसे पहले सरकारों से होती थी. किसी को पता नहीं होता कि कौन आपका प्रेसिडेंशियल कैंडिडेट बनेगा. रीशफल का तो भूल ही जाओ. और राज्य में कौन बनेगा मुख्यमंत्री जब मौका आता है, कोई खबर नहीं.
सर जी यार, इतनी बत्तीसी क्यों निकल रही है इसकी? ये तुम्हारी नाकामयाबी पे एक करारा थप्पड़ है. कितनी भी चापलूसी कर लो, कितना भी माय मोदी बेस्ट पीएम, पीएम मोदी वर्ल्ड्स बेस्ट पीएम, कितना भी कर लो, नॉर्थ कोरिया की पिंक लेडी को पछाड़ दो, you'll never come close to even sniffing any sources close to the PM. Forget access. You see, in the days of access journalism, information was a barter for good coverage. Today there is no barter. There is just an expectation of good coverage, failing which central agencies to hai. That's how weak and pathetic legacy media owners have made themselves. That all they can do is hope for the PM to be in attendance while they grovel at their feet and get lessons on how to do journalism.
पहले क्या हेडलाइंस होती थी? इस सेक्टर में इतने लाख करोड़ रुपए का घोटाला, भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध जनता सड़कों पर उतरी. आज क्या हेडलाइन होती है? भ्रष्टाचार के मामलों में एक्शन के कारण भयभीत भ्रष्टाचारी लामबंद हुए, सड़कों पर उतरे. आप लोगों ने तो घोटालों की खबरें दिखा दिखाकर इतनी टीआरपी बटोरी है. अब आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी है. भ्रष्टाचारियों पर कार्रवाई दिखा करके टीआरपी बढ़ाइए. किसी के प्रेशर में ना आए. बैलेंसिंग के चक्कर में ये मौका न गंवाएं.
In case you think I'm exaggerating that these guys do exactly what they're told, just sample this.
तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने मीडिया को कैसे ज्यादा टीआरपी लेनी है उसका भी फॉर्मूला बता दिया और उन्होंने कहा कि खबरों को कैसे पेश करना है वो बताया उन्होंने और कहा कि बैलेंसिंग के चक्कर में नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. इस समय
बैलेंसिंग के चक्कर में नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. भ्रष्टाचारियों पे कार्रवाई दिखाओ. No, not this guy, yaar. Not this one either. Arey, not him. He joined the BJP. He's no longer Bhrashtachari. Yeah, now we're talking. All these Bhrashtachari opposition leaders. Balancing के चक्कर में मत पड़ना. Opposition का पक्ष सामने मत लाना. Don't do that thing that journalists do. Don't hold power to account. Don't be fair and balanced. TRP बढ़ाओ. Just play opposition up as corrupt. Run on a full-on media trial. And check out how the owners reacted to this suggestion. How cute, Modi ji! That lion behind you guys should have been a wet cat. After all of this, here's how the conclave wrapped up.
There is a new trend with calling media sold out, the famous Godi media. People are always sidling up to me to ask me, tell me honestly, privately, off record, is there a lot of pressure?
Firstly, why do people who know Kalli Purie talk like this?
Is there a lot of pressure?
Oh, really, darling? What do you tell them?
Yes, there is pressure. We get pressure from political parties.
Which parties? Those who are not in power. Congress puts pressure on you. Which is why you have this guy at 9 p.m. every night sucking up to Rahul Gandhi. You won't name them, no?
We get pressure from political parties, business houses, foreign governments, and larger-than-life professionals.
So wait, foreign governments are putting pressure on India today? Makes a lot of sense. Or maybe these are the ramblings of someone who thinks they are larger-than-life media professionals.
We had a political party recall all its 24 ministers who were speakers at the conclave hours before the conclave because they didn't like the questions we raised. The show went on. And this is all before 2014.
Very specific examples from pre-2014 days. As an aside, if Op India is picking up this particular aspect of your speech, you are reaching out to the right audience. Finally, India today has found an equal pair. But what about after 2014? Are you feeling any pressure then?
The pressure can now be more organized and sustained because we're in the age of eternal digital imprints.
So who's organizing and sustaining these campaigns digitally? It's not one of your frequently seen panelists, is it?
The retribution, it gets sharper. Boycott the channel, campaigns, troll armies uninstalling our apps, bots downgrading our ratings, and we are offended cases pile up.
Okay, I don't think bots are or can technically downgrade your ratings. That's just not how BARC works. And your ratings may just be going down because there are other better entertainers in the business whose tamasha is more, shall we say, raunak se bhara. But who are these troll armies? Who are you getting boycott calls from? The same guys who got you to suspend Rajdeep Sardesai? We are offended cases piling up? Who is offended and filing cases? Well, I'll tell you, we at least have one case from your company because you were offended. Kalli Purie will not even say the B of BJP or the G of governing party because अगले साल भी तो बुलाना है मोदी जी को और बीजेपी के सारे नेताओं को ऐसे कैसे जाने दें?
You should come again for the India Day Conclave in March 2024.
There's more.
It's not just media that is dealing with this pressure. It's a churn. It's the new normal.
It's a churn. It's the new normal.
I really have no clue what or who she's hinting at or what she's talking about because she hasn't been able to spell it out at all. But I'll tell you this, it's not normal in democracies for journalists to be harassed for the job they're supposed to do. It's not normal for them to be slapped with terror charges when they report or to be jailed when they ask questions, to be raided and harassed by tax authorities for calling out those in power. It's not normal for the party in power to turn central agencies into attack dogs and weapons of political vendetta. And it is definitely not normal to display the kind of servile attitude towards power that media moguls demonstrate. You know the oldest trick in the playbook to gloss over your own failings? Yaar, everyone's a loser. No, gee, everyone is not. Just a handful of the big ones. बेटा तुम फेल हो गए? मम्मी पूरी क्लास फेल हुई, सभी ढक्कन है. At least come up with a better justification for your own craven and loser attitude. Yes, people in power in India pre-2014 also had the penchant of misusing power. But it has never been normal for the media to normalize that misuse of power and sometimes even cheer it on. It's precisely anchors like Sudhir Chaudhary on Aaj Tak who have normalized misuse of power with their childish antics passed off as news. And when you say it's just normal, it's just a churn, well, you won't be able to do much about it, but suck it up when they come after you. And trust me, they will, if they haven't already, and you just don't have the spine to say so. See, you can't expect much from a network that is passing off PM's Man Ki Baat, his 2024 election campaign, as an interview.
PM Narendra Modi exclusive interview live at India Today Conclave 2023.
Guys, you call this an exclusive interview? Sure, you were sitting on the stage, but he never allowed you to ask a single question. आपके पास सवाल पूछने की परमिशन नहीं थी. हिम्मत तो दूर की बात है यार. इसे कहते हैं, yes, Modi's channel got it right. इसे कहते हैं speech, one-way monologue, मन की बात, not an interview. You used to have a guy on your channel who knew a thing or two about taking interviews. Wonder what happened there. No pressure from anyone, I'm sure. Now this week, some of the best work in journalism was also rewarded at one of India's most prestigious journalism awards. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the real Ramnath Goenka Awards. If the owners of India Today showed how vapid and hollow a media conclave can be, this one showed us everything good that journalism should stand for.
A functional and healthy democracy must encourage the development of journalism as an institution that can ask difficult questions to the establishment. The press must remain free if a country is to remain a democracy.
This is a vote of thanks, but in the times we live in, I want to say that there'll be no vote, there'll be just thanks here. When a reporter is arrested under a law meant for terrorists, when another is arrested for asking a question, or when a rejoinder to a story comes in the form of a police FIR, we turn to the North Star for its guiding light.
India Today journalists also won a couple of awards.
Dozens of decomposed bodies washed up on the banks of Ganga in Uttar Pradesh's Ghazipur.
We are taking this boat from Gamar Ghazipur to Buxar's Narbatpur to see the situation in reality, how furious it is. As far as those images, those surfaced so far, are only the trailer. The situation is much serious.
There's a reason why Ashutosh and other reporters who do very good work at India Today will not be seen on stage interviewing Amit Shah at the India Today conclave or sitting in the front row clapping their hearts out. Because the business of conclaves is about getting the big political rock stars to headline the event so that big sponsorship follows. A money spinner media event can't be about questioning those in power. It has to be about sucking up to power. नहीं तो next time कोई नहीं आएगा. लेकिन India Today को अभी और भी जलील होना था.
I'm learning from India Today. I've now got used to the monologue because for the last 2 days y'all have not asked a single question to the Prime Minister. He was on your channel for 1.5 hours. Did you ask him one question on Adani? Did you ask him one question about why Parliament was stalled? And y'all are obsessing about the opposition.
Now that is the new normal. And if the Puris watch any of the nonsense their channel passes off as news, I sure hoped they watched that. See, the new normal is anchors, legacy media owners and sycophants using journalism to sidle up to power. And in so doing, they become so servile that they abandon every self-respecting value. And they abandon it to such an extent that they have no compunctions in running headlines like these. Or these. Or letting such stuff go on their channel unchallenged.
इनका भी एक चल रहा है ऐसा ढाबा जिसमें ये थूक कर खिलवा रहे होंगे वहाँ पर।
बिल्कुल गलत है। जैसे ये जूस कॉर्नर है, इसको पूरा नहीं गिराया आपने, सिर्फ लिंटर गिराया, ऊपर वाला पार्ट गिराया, इसकी क्या वजह है?
कुछ लोग इस देश में तालिबानी कट्टरता का जहर घोल रहे हैं।
I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a damn for the due process of law.
क्या लड़कियां अब जाकर गरबा और नवरात्रि नहीं मना सकती?
देश के दुश्मनों को हमारी सेना बॉर्डर पर रोक सकती है, लेकिन जो देश के अंदर ही देश के दुश्मन हैं, उनसे हमारी कौन सी सेना लड़ेगी?
See, historically the media has either been an enabler of oppression or a protector of democracy. It's never just hung around in the middle. And we all know who stands where. And that is the new normal. See, do what you got to do to survive, but don't pretend you're doing something else or that everybody else is doing it.
I do believe government and media should not be cozy.
Yeah, don't worry, Mr. Purie. They don't consider you friends. See, friendship सिर्फ equals में होती है. Masters और courtiers में friendship नहीं होती. Not that I want to make you feel bad or sad, because that's not the idea of this show. No matter how gloomy or horrible the environment, our idea is to make you happy, to make you smile, and celebrate something, anything, even really bad journalism. But yet, India doesn't move up in the happiness ranking despite all our efforts.
World Happiness Report India ranked at 126th place below Sri Lanka and Pakistan.
इस दुख की बात को लेके सुधीर जी बहुत दुखी हुए।
क्या आप वाकई मानते हैं कि आप बहुत कम खुश हैं? क्या आप वाकई मानते हैं कि हमारे देश के लोग बहुत दुखी हैं? इतने दुखी हैं कि नेपाल और पाकिस्तान के लोग भी हमसे ज्यादा खुश हैं?
यार सुधीर, हमें लॉजिक समझ नहीं आई। Why can't नेपाल और बांग्लादेश और पाकिस्तान be happier than us? I'm not saying that they are. पर हो तो सकता है यार। नेपाल तो हो सकता है, इट्स अ हिंदू राष्ट्र। ये तो वही बात हो गई, मेरे पास इतनी बड़ी गाड़ी है, बंगला है, और वो छोटी गाड़ी और फ्लैट वाला मुझसे ज्यादा खुश कैसे हो सकता है? Are you प्राण ऑफ द 80s और जीवन ऑफ द 70s?
मैं पूछने आया हूं आपको, कितना पैसा चाहिए?
But there's more.
बिल्कुल मत मानिए कि आप दुखी हैं। अपने मन को समझाइए और अपने मन को यह समझाइए कि आप सुखी हैं, आप संतुष्ट भी हैं।
अरे हे रामदेव जी, ये तो आपका काम कर रहा है। ये सब तो बाबा जी का काम है। तू क्यों कर रहा है सुधीर? Your job is to clap at Modi ji and run behind him hoping to make eye contact.
For the 7th time in 20 years of the India Today conclave.
सुधीर, तेरे लिए यही खुशी का मौका है। You do this. Leave all is well to Baba ji and Modi ji.
सब चंगा सी।
And finally, you tell me, Sudhir, night after night, every night on prime time, तू ऑडियंस पे बैड न्यूज और डूम्सडे का ऐसा आक्रमण करता है। कभी हिंदू खतरे में है, कभी कोई जिहाद कर रहा है, कभी टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग, कभी खान मार्केट गैंग देश को तबाह कर रहा है। अरे कौन खुश हो सकता है ये सब देख के यार? या तो ये मत बता कि सब कुछ सड़ा हुआ है, या फिर ये मत बोल कि खुश हो जाओ। जहां तक रही कौन ज्यादा खुश है उसकी बात, उसका इकोनॉमी के साइज और पैसे से खास लेना देना नहीं है। नहीं तो तुम इतना क्यों सड़ते और छोटे मोटे डिजिटल मीडिया आउटफिट्स क्यों खिलखिलाते? मैं बताता हूं क्यों। Because we don't need to salute advertisers and suck up to governments for ads. Our journalism is funded by subscribers. हमारा सिंपल सा कहना है, पे टू कीप न्यूज फ्री, और गर्व से बोलिए हमारे खर्च पे आजाद हैं खबरें। Go to newslaundry.com, click on the subscribe button and support independent journalism so that journalism serves you and not large corporates and political parties. Take a moment, go to newslaundry.com and please do this. The health of your democracy depends on the model that news works on. Now that's all the Newsance we have for you this week. We will be back with you next week. Manisha will. Until then, stay mad. That's the only way. We are back with the second edition of the Freedom of Expression Conference, or as we like to call it, the FOCON, which is in partnership with the Internet Freedom Foundation. This FOCON, that is the second, will take place on the 1st of April 2023 at the Kamla Devi Complex at India International Centre, Delhi. Register now to secure your seats and get a chance to be a part of a discussion around disinformation, copyright issues, and the media and regulatory framework. The confirmed speakers include Shefali Bhushan, Meenakshi Arora, Gautam Bhatia, and me, Atul, and Manisha will be there. You can meet us, interact with us, be a part of a stimulating conversation. For program and registrations, visit focon.in, which is focon.in. Entry is through registrations only, so please register.